agents, it's here. August 17th is tomorrow. So how you doing? How's it going? Are you feeling good about it? Are you feeling prepared? Are you excited? Are you fearful? Are you angry? Tristan Almada from Lab Coat Agents had the stages of grief and asked agents to say where they were in the cycle. I think that's really appropriate. Um, this has been a lot, and there's a lot to come. But I think it's going to be okay. There's going to be confusion, which in my mind, the worst part of confusion is that people tend not to act, and so we're going to see some delay in people who might be buying or selling houses. But I think it's Tom Ferry who says, no, I'm sorry. It is the guy from Keeping Current Matters. He says there's McDonald's loss of business and there's Apple loss of business. And he explains that if there's a big storm like a hurricane, people can't go outside. They would have gone to McDonald's for lunch, but now they're not going to. McDonald's doesn't ever get that business back. That's a real loss. But if they were going to go to the Apple store to buy an iPad, they're going to do that like next week instead. Apple doesn't lose that business. It's just deferred. And he says that outside circumstances that cause delays in the housing market are Apple business. So it just means that it might be a little farther out for us. So hang on and we'll get through the next while. And there's so many things that are just unknown. I think that's probably the hardest thing. But I see everywhere people saying, where are we going to hide commissions? Where are we going to say what the seller is willing to give? I think we need to look at changing how we think about this. I think that we need to really examine whether that makes sense or not. Now, I know some people are going to keep doing it for a while. We've decided not to, not because we don't think that buyer's agents deserve to get paid, not because we don't think that it ought to come from the seller helping out with contributions that allow a buyer to finance that fee. To me, that's what that's really all about. But because it's impractical with the new rules, there's no way to follow up on that. There's no way to enforce it. So if you're calling agents and they're saying we're paying 16 apples, and you go and show the house and you put your offer in with 16 apples and the seller comes back and says, we'll give you 5, you're negotiating 5 to 16. They're not obligated to pay you anymore, at least in most of the markets that I'm aware of. If they are, that's probably a market that's not really in compliance, and I think that's going to change. Sorry about the cough. When I start talking, it takes over. So if you've got any comments about how you're thinking about this, if you think I'm terribly wrong and you think that I'm an awful listing agent and you're not going to show my listings anymore, if you think that the DOJ and the class action attorneys were wrong, I think they're wrong on a lot. I think the jury was wrong on a lot. I think that there's a whole lot that they got wrong, but what they got wrong resulted in a settlement that is, for all practical purposes, settled. Yes, there's some final thing that still needs to go on, but this is where we are. So live in the past, try to make everything the way it's always been, or pivot and move forward and realize that the really good news out of this is that buyers are going to be intentionally hiring good buyer's agents going forward. So if you're one of those, you are going to excel And if you have ways to state your value and your purpose and help future buyers understand how you can contribute to the betterment of their lives, they're going to want to hire you and they're going to be happy to pay. So I think there's a lot to be excited about here. I think there's a lot to look forward to. It's going to be messy in the middle. It's going to be some chaos to get through. But if we good agents stick together and not in a conspiratorial way, attorneys, but support one another and support our clients most of all, we're going to get through and we're going to continue helping people buy and sell the biggest, most important, most impactful asset they will ever own, and doing it well. So if you're not up for it, that's okay. Everybody doesn't have to be a good real estate agent. There are lots of other jobs in the world. And if this isn't for you, for whatever reason, I see it every day. I see somebody saying, I want to quit. If you've decided that this isn't for you, there's no shame in finding something else. It's going to be tough. So if you're not up for the tough part, I think probably a lot of people would be happier doing that. If you are up for the tough part, let's chat. Hit me up, call me, text me, email me if you've got questions. If you're struggling with something, if you just want to talk through something, I can be the wall you throw stuff against. Let's get through this together and get our clients through. See you soon.